All right, can we hear?
I hear you.
All right, thank you.
We'll be right over here.
Mr. Malinowski, we are almost ready to begin.
I see. It looks like 1 minute on the official county computer time here.
Okay. Okay. So just to let you know, I told our participants to start logging on right around 3:15.
Okay, thank you. That should work.
I'm sorry.
So 3:15, all right. So you want me to come back in at 3:15?
No. You can stay. That's all right.
Okay.
Okay, 3 o'clock. Let me call the meeting of the May 4th Rules and May 4th, 2021 Rules and Appointments Committee to order. And if you would, first order of business, I really, they'll take the roll, please. That's what's not on here.
Okay. So Bill Malinowski,
Here.
Gretchen Barron,
Here.
Jessica Mackey.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay. Next is number 2, approval of the minutes, pages 8 through 11.
So moved. Second.
Okay, have you got a motion and a second? Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Mathis?
Bill Malinowski,
Yes.
Gretchen Barron,
Yes.
Jessica Mackey.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Number 3, adoption of the agenda. Any additions or deletions? I think you have one, don't you, Ms. Mathis? On the interviews.
Oh, yes. So I'm sorry. We added Janika Farr, and she will be taking the first place because of her schedule. So we will interview her first. And I believe that the amended agenda shows that.
Okay, I don't have that in front of me. I just got the hard copy they got last week. So if there are no other comments to make, I would entertain a motion to adopt the agenda as amended, which is the addition of Ms. Janika Farr for interviews.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda and remove items 5, 6, and 7.
Remove item 5, 6, and 7. Ask the purpose that basically, okay, well, could you answer me why?
Yes, sir. Based off of the minutes from our previous meeting where we stated that this next meeting would be for the purpose of interviews. And so we still only have 5 candidates, and we specifically stated to have at least 10 to 15. In addition to removing item 5, we will not be able to make appointments tonight because we have not interviewed all applicants from that submitted for the Community Relations Council.
Okay, the 10 to 15 candidates, that was something that Ms. Barron said she'd like to see us address and proposed having 10 to 15 interviews at each meeting. It wasn't anything hard and fast. And I realized we said we would, I agree with you. We said we wanted to have this 2-hour meeting so we could conduct as many interviews as possible. but if it's the will of the committee to only conduct the interviews that we have in front of us and not take any other items up for action, then that would be the will of the committee. I would say, though, it was asked of Ms. Only last week, and Ms. Only stated that these interviews today for the Community Relations Council did complete the interviews for that council.
Can you give an update then with Simmons? She's the remaining applicant that we have not interviewed.
Ms. Only or Ms. Mathis, can you respond to that, please?
Hold on one second. I'm looking at my list.
Mhm.
I don't have a Miss Simmons listed.
Shandell Simmons. If you look on page 59, in the community relations, she is the first one that is unhighlighted.
Okay, I do see her. All right, I will go in and correct that then.
So
Hold on
was
one
she
second.
contacted?
No, ma'am, but hold on one second and let me just check one other place.
Let's make sure she submitted it and has a current application too.
Mr. Malinowski, while Ms.
Yeah,
Mathis is
Ms. Mayor, go ahead. I see your hands up.
looking for that information, while I did make a recommendation of 10 to 15 applicants, I think that it was the discussion that the reason why we moved the time up is solely for the purpose of interviews. And it did not, these interviews should not stop because we are finished with CRC, but it was my proposal that we would continue on with another group of applicants during this extended period of time for the meeting. So I do support what Ms. Mackey is saying. I'm not certain where the breakdown in communication came, but it was quite clear that the reason for extending this meeting was so that we could move forward with getting as many applicants interviewed, not just solely for CRC, but other organizations. And I think there were even discussion about prioritizing those based upon length of time being vacant, number of vacancies. So this is something, I don't know where we are with, there's a breakdown as to what the expectation was for this meeting.
I'm agreeing with you. I mean, I agreed with Ms. Mackey because right underneath in the minutes, your 10 to 15 interviews, the one sentence says, Malinowski suggested a 2 hours rules and appointments committee meeting in order to hold additional interviews. So
Yes, sir.
I agree. It was stated. And when I saw the agenda, I was wondering, why don't we have more interviews here? So. Ms. Mathis?
I can speak to that, sir, if you'd like me to.
Yeah, I would right now, please.
Okay, so the first question is why wasn't Miss Shondell interviewed? She withdrew her application. I believe she decided not to apply for this council. As far as I know, we did schedule more interviews. We scheduled 4 last time, but only 3 showed up. We have scheduled 5 today. That's almost twice as many as before. We've done a little bit of research on the rest of the list. So again, I'd like to make it clear that we have been doing a lot of research, and I've got a list here of the next applicants or the next boards that can be interviewed. So again, we did schedule more interviews than we had last time. And I have here a list of the different boards and committees that will be interviewed for next, and the vacancies based on the length of vacancies available and the applications available. And if you'd like me to go through that list, I can certainly do that.
Ms. Barron, you have your hand up. Is that from before, or you have something?
No, it's to address Ms. Mathis. While your list is helpful, for you to share with us, and pardon the frankness, it's not helpful for us because we don't have a copy of it. Neither, while the research was great, the objective was, again, clearly stated that we would have, while we do have more applicants, I will agree with you on that. We do have more applicants, but we don't have set forth what we asked. That's the challenge here. And the goal, the whole goal for all of this is to ensure that we fill these seats as quickly as possible and carving out the time to get it done. And that just means that, whatever process needs to take place there in the office to get the people from off the paper into the interviewing room.
And again, if I may, I'd like to address that as well. I can show you the applicants that we have. We have a binder full of applicants. So to take a process, and you mentioned a process, there quite frankly is no process for this. We have the rules book that guides us for committees. There is no internal process for this that I can point to. That just simply does not exist in this office right now that I know of. I've asked Ms. Only, I've asked Ms. Tamar. Again, we're pulling information from several different places. And I've pulled together as much as I could, as quickly as I could. And I've given you exactly what I could at this point in time. I can share with you some of the strides I've made, but again, this isn't an F-14 we're flying here. It's a C-130. We can't turn on a dime. But again, the efforts are being made. We've made some progress. But again, at this point, this is what I can offer you. And I've worked diligently to make that happen. I can show you we have several different locations. We've got information in several different locations. And I'm working very hard to get that put into one place so that the information can be cohesive and we can pull out the applications that we need. Again, I do have a list. I can share it with you. And it took a lot to get that list together because of where all of the different places where the information is being held. But moving forward, that's all I can offer you at this point. And until we get a process in place here in the office for this particular, I'll call it, like I said, it's all in different places. All of the information that I'm trying to pull together is in several different places. So again, this is what I can offer you today,
Ms. Barron, are you through?
Yeah, I'm finished. Yes.
Okay, Ms. Mackey.
Yes, sir. So I guess going back to my original motion to amend, from what I'm hearing Ms. Mathis say, is that we now, with the addition of Ms. Farr, who was added to the amended agenda, that we have now interviewed all available people under the Community Relations Council after tonight. And with that being said, then we can move forward with appointments. And so if I may, Mr. Chair, make an amendment to my amendment.
Sure,
Right?
go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, you can get a second and vote on it, so go right ahead.
Okay. So with that being said, I'd like to amend the agenda to remove items 6 and 7.
Okay, and also the addition of Ms. Janica Farr, right?
Janika Farr.
Anika.
Yes, sir.
Okay, do I have a second to that?
Yes, sir. You have a second.
Okay. All right, so we got a motion and a second that we are going to add Ms. Janika Farr to the interviews, and we're going to remove items 6 and 7 in their entirety from this particular agenda. Is there any further discussion?
Yes,
Go ahead, Ms. Marin.
Mr. Chair. I just want to state that while items, especially item 7, are extremely important, and we need to get to the rules. And as we talked about in our last meeting, we need to get to these rules and we need to get them taken care of. But I want to restate the importance of creating the system that is needed to ensure that we can move forward with the process of interviewing these applicants in a timely manner. While I respect the clerk's office is in transition, I do respect that, and I do respect the fact that there are lots of process that need to be put in place or refined. I would like for the clerk to give us, is it reasonable to say that in our next meeting, if we are going to extend our time to meet, is it reasonable to say that we will be able to meet the expectation of having an agenda that is filled with applicants for us to interview, and not playing on semantics of we interviewed 5 today and we did 7 the next time. Let's put a goal on it.
Yeah, Ms. Barron, I would just make a recommendation. We give a definite number to Ms. Mathis in the clerk's office. And I would say right now, let's make that number 10. See how much time is taken up with 10. And any time remaining, we can devote to the rules continuation.
I can support that, sir.
If we find out there's an hour left, then the next time let's add 2 or 3 more.
I can support that totally.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that's not really a motion, Ms. Mathis. That's just a directive from the committee, okay? And so right now, we're also going to have to leave it up to you in the clerk's office to decide which are the most important applicants to be interviewed. And they don't have to all be from the same board, committee, or commission. If there's, I mean, you know what I'm saying? If there's vacancies that are coming up and they're from 5 different committees and they're expiring, then those are the 5 we need to do if they're the oldest ones.
And yes, sir. And I can appreciate that. And again, I'd like to reiterate, just trying to find that information, which interviewees need to happen first, which committees have the most applicants, which committees have the longest vacancies. It has taken me this long to pull it together because of the way that the information is so disseminated. It's not in one easy area where I can just pull that out. Again, I do have that list, and I can make 10 interviews happen.
Okay, thank you. I guess I'm just going on not when the application was received, but I would go based on when the terms expire for these particular groups.
Yes, sir. And that's what we did. We went through and we figured out which of the boards had the vacancies for the longest, which of the boards had the most applicants. Some of the applicants who, let me put it this way, some of the boards who have had the longest vacancies have 0 applications. So that is one problem that we're dealing with. The ones that do have applications, for instance, I'll just give you a for instance.
Well, let me interrupt you. If they don't have any applicants, then there's nothing we can do about that.
Well, exactly.
But the council should be notified, hey, there have been vacancies on these boards, committees, and commissions for an inordinate period of time. So please keep this in mind when you're meeting with residents of Richland County. And if you come up with individuals who are qualified, please mention it to them. So the whole
Yes, sir.
council needs to have that list.
Yes, sir. And I can tell you, for example, we have the hospitality tax that they've had a vacancy since 2016. They have 5 vacancies, but we only have 3 applicants.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we've kind
But
of.
just trying to get that information in one spot it's been like pulling teeth. So I apologize that, again, I feel like I'm trying to fly a C-130 here. We can't turn on a dime. So I'll do everything I can to make 10 applications happen, or 10
Okay.
interviews happen at the
Let's,
next meeting.
Let's move forward with this meeting then. We've got the motion for the amended agenda, which has been moved and seconded, and you've been advised what the committee would like to see for the next meeting. So if there's no further discussion, Ms. Mathis, if you will call the vote, please.
Bill Malinowski,
Yes.
Gretchen Barron,
Yes.
She said yes. Oh,
Jessica Mackey,
Yes.
motion passes.
okay. So now we're into the interview section, item 4A, and Ms. Janika Farr due to her schedule, it's been advised to us that she will be the first interviewee. However, I don't have her application because I didn't receive anything amended, so I'm just gonna have to leave this up to Ms. Mackey and Ms. Barron to run with it.
We don't have her application either.
You don't have it either.
No, but
Hold on one moment.
We know she's a very fine person though.
yes.
Hold on one moment.
Thank you
Well,
for that.
let's go through and we pretty much know what questions.
what to
we're
ask,
gonna
yeah.
ask. So let's ask the questions of the applicant and we'll move on from there.
Okay.
Ms. Barron, would you like to start?
Well,
We
let's
got-
go
we gotta
into
go. We gotta
a
leave the
breakout room.
Yeah, we do have to go to the breakout room. That's right. Thank you.
Yes.
You're gonna take us over there, Ms. Mathis?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hold on one second.
Hey. Are they in executive session?
Yes, ma'am. They just went over there.
Could you push me over into that meeting or into that session?
I'm sorry, I can't. I think Miss Mathis is the only one that can
Yes,
do.
ma'am. We'll get you moved over.
Okay, we are back, and it looks like we're back with a whole lot more people in attendance than when we left. I guess they heard how great this meeting was and wanted to be.
I'm flattered.
Okay, we have a decision to make. We actually have two decisions to make. One needs to come before the other. The one decision, which will be the second one to take up, if we in fact do, is which 8 people out of all these applicants we should appoint to the Community Relations Council. However, we were told that due to a medical emergency, one of the applicants just now was unable to attend in order to be interviewed. So with that information, when does the next vacancy come up on this board, Ms. Mathis? If you're not muted, we don't hear you.
Okay,
Mr.
I'm
Chair.
sorry, we're having some technical difficulties in the office, so I apologize for that. And I'm sorry, what was the question again?
The question is, when does the next vacancy come up on the Community Relations Council after these appointments are made? Is it-
I need to pull that information up, so if you'll just give me 1 minute.
Yeah, Ms. Mackey, were you gonna ask something?
No, I was just gonna say, I mean, based off of the information and spreadsheet that we've been reviewed in the past, all of the terms are currently expired. So all 8 people would be starting a new term.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking, that it'd be a while before Ms. Boyles could apply again. And I agree with you, Ms. Barron, out of fairness to her, that we should extend an olive branch and give her the opportunity to be interviewed.
I
rather
need to
than-
find that spreadsheet, and I can't do it.
It's February 2023.
February
Can they mute?
2023. Okay.
2023?
February 2023.
Yeah, I'd entertain a motion if someone wants to make it on deferring this.
Mr. Chair,
All right, Ms. Barron.
I'd like to make a motion to defer our appointments until we speak to Ms. Boyles to provide her another opportunity to come before this body to interview.
Is there a second to that motion? I'll second that. Any discussion?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Ms. Mackey.
I would like to place a deadline on that. If we cannot get her scheduled by our next meeting, then I would like to move on, because this board does have 8 vacancies, and I
Right.
don't know the extent of her medical condition, and I don't think we can prolong appointments much longer.
I agree, and I was going to interject that we need to have this by our
Yes.
next meeting, which
And what's the date of that?
that would be May 18th.
Yes.
So the motion would be to give Ms. Boyles the opportunity to interview on May 18th. And if she's unable to do so at that meeting, we will make our selections for this council.
Yes, sir.
Is there a second to that? Well, I seconded it before, so it's done. Any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Mathis, if you would call the vote, please.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
motion passes.
Okay, well, so we've deferred that. I'll mention that tonight at the council meeting and the reason why. And we will, we're done with this agenda then, and I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
Motion to
Vote to
adjourn?
adjourn.
We've got a motion, and we'll take the other one as a second. Ms. Mathis, call the vote for adjournment.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
Motion passes.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for attending, staff and all the other council members. Thank you.
Right, see y'all a little later.
Yes, ma'am.